Hey, we're here with Amador County's favorite handyman, Stuart London. My pleasure.
Good morning, Cam. How are you today?
Starting to thaw out myself a little bit.
Well, it was warm last night.
How are the pipes doing around Amador County?
Past 3-4 days, I don't know. I made 30 to 40 repairs, not including all the other plumbers. So you already know what's been going on. Water has been freezing inside of copper pipes, and this is what it looks like when water freezes inside a pipe.
Poor little pipes. They just couldn't take it anymore.
They couldn't take it anymore. So why did this happen?
Water turned to ice that expanded and said poof.
And the other factor is that none of these pipes were insulated.
Oh,
Okay.
duh.
So we can talk a little bit about insulation. Here's a piece of PVC with the proper thick wall insulation around it. So there's 3/4 of an inch of material around this. Now, does insulating pipes guarantee we won't have a freeze?
No.
It does not, but it really improves our chances that we will not. In cold areas, you're way up country, or actually anywhere in Amador or Calaveras County this past couple of months, sometimes I will double insulate. So I'll get a second layer of, go ahead, Cam. Look at that. And we'll double wrap it, and then we'll want to just add that and wrap tape around the joints. And that will usually prevent any freezing. A lot of these freezes that I've repaired have been pipes up in attics that had been prior repaired. So some of these had repairs just a couple inches away, and the prior plumber didn't bother to insulate his work.
Gotcha.
Okay, so insulating your pipes, and even though it looks like this cold freeze is gone, we need to take care of it now so that you don't have a problem next year.
Right, we are going to freeze next year.
We're going to probably have a freeze next year. Here's just another example. This particular item is a pressure reducing valve. It's a real old style. We had to cut it apart to get it out, but this unit froze at this end and was leaking. So again, the renters in this house had no water until we were able to fix that. And then on a slightly different venue, looking underneath your sink, this is what can happen to old brass pipes.
Let's turn it this way.
They corrode, they fall apart, and we replaced this actually last night. Basically just due to harsh chemicals. A freeze could have done this, but in this particular case, this pipe's about 35, 40 years old. It just plumb wore out. Right. So you need to look under your sinks, you need to look for drips and different things of that nature. So all sorts of things of that nature are important. Here's another example. What are we showing you here?
Well, if we try to bend this around at the 90-degree angle, we're going to just keep a lot of the area exposed, I would guess.
Exactly. So if we're going to try to insulate a pipe, and we know that we're not normally going to insulate a drain pipe, although in some cases we would, but we want to make sure that we're able to completely close this gap. So if this is the case, we might end up cutting another piece of insulation, slipping it in, and then using black 6mm tape to get that protected.
Gotcha. So, Stuart, you are a licensed and insured contractor, not just a handyman. Why is it important to have somebody come out on a house call that is licensed and insured?
That's a great question, Cam. There's a lot of people out there that may not do things up to a certain standard. Okay, so if you're not doing things to code, codes are there for a reason. They're to protect you and I as consumers. So if you go to the CSLB website, which is cslb.com, you can look up any contractor by their name or by their license number. You can see if in fact the contractor's insured. If they have employees, they better have workers' comp. Because if someone's working on your property and they fall and get hurt, it's on you unless the contractor is properly covered and insured. So take the time to do a little due diligence, call and ask your friends, get referrals, and look for somebody who you've seen around town and had good feedback on.
This looks like one of the ones that maybe the Native Americans had, is what I was kind of thinking. Did you pull this out of a teepee maybe or something? I'm not quite sure here.
Okay, what do you think? No, that was not a peace pipe. That was actually...
That's a piece of a pipe. I got it. I get it.
Got me again.
Right. With that, Stuart, we're going to run to an ad. We'll be back. Susie's going to find out about the Evelyn Bishop Hall. Stay tuned.